Always nothing to say, always clueless. This is it. There is nobody. There's never been anybody. There's never been anyone inside your body. It's just empty. That sense of me is the sense of need. Me is the sense of control. Sense of something's missing, something's lacking. Sense of I am. Sense of permanence, power. That's all an illusion. So that can be devastating to hear if that sense is still there. Its main function, its main movements, what's next, on to the next, something better, this can't be it, this can't be it. Something's missing, and it has a sense of moving through time, linear time. It holds on to everything, it clings to everything, grasps onto everything. It's like claws. It's terrified of not knowing. It always has to know. If this is it, there's no room for me. So me is avoiding this at all times. This is death to the me. And it's funny to even talk about a me because there actually isn't one. It's, I don't know, it's hilarious. When it apparently drops or unravels, it's seen that there never was one. There wasn't a person moving through time. This is not a present moment. This is not like, what do you call it? I forgot the word. This is not the result of anything. This didn't come from anywhere. You didn't push the Zoom. There is no Zoom meeting. And that can't be understood. This is just everything. Everything. It's boundless. I don't know, not much is coming out today. Julia, do you want to add?
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. I don't know. Apparently, I'm like...
Oh no, it's happening.
Oh. Yeah, it's beautiful how someone thought like things would be different and things would fall off and there would be this like superpower human here who could do everything and have a beautiful, cool life. But I mean, it's the same, but nobody's caring or claiming, or I mean, it's still this nervousness for, I don't know, apparently speaking in front of people, even though, It's just this emptiness, and even then just nervousness. But it was always like that. So everything was always like that. Everything still arises because there was never ever anyone there. So nothing is changing in a way. Nobody cares. It's just free to be nervous, free to be tense, free to be, I don't know, neurotic, gotta have everything clean, or, you know, whatever. It's just embraced by nothing, by no one, just happening, you know. No beginning, no end. Very stunning, very stunning. Not solid, of course not. So fucking free. Can appear as anything, everything, because it doesn't stick to anyone. And nobody is in a certain way, you know. It's so beautiful how nobody has anything. It's just, wow, expressed, or whatever. It's amazing how it used to be, or seemed like, such a chase, always trying to feel something, or like asking people, surroundings to feel you, you know. And when that doesn't happen, it's so much suffering, because you were expecting something or someone to feel you, because there seems to be something lacking, something is missing. How beautiful. Something so whole, complete, endless, timeless, boundless, appearing as this chase, you know, trying to fill this, whatever seems to be missing. Amazing, amazing, appearing as all these stories. No control, like there was never any control of what's being said or done, because there's nobody here controlling anything. Just this kind of artificial claiming happening of what is happening, that is happening to someone within this linear, you know, timeline. Amazing. It's so amazing. No control. No control in appearing, you know, calm, or like very professional, like Emerson, who really knows how to do this. No fucking clue. But there are no rules. There are no rules. It's already a bit whatever is appearing. So. Oh, so fucking free, so fucking free. Oh, no sense of time, because it's immediately poof. So maybe I've been speaking for a really long time, so I will just be quiet now. I don't know, maybe I should add that, of course, if somebody, whoever wants to say anything, of course, I mean, just say it. No choice in it anyways, but yeah, open floor, open space.
Emerson wrote to the chat, hello and goodbye. See you all on Sunday, apparently. Emerson in a corporate dream of absence, the professional, LOL.
Oh. Wow. I guess we are here to talk about nothing that doesn't need to be talked about and also doesn't need to be remembered. That's the freedom. And here we are. Bring it on. That's it.
Hi, Grace. Can you hear me? Hello. I thought I'd break the silence.
It was so delicious.
It's always
Like,
delicious.
wow, there is like a tingling, like sensations, and I don't know, somehow everybody's face.
So I haven't, I don't think I've seen you before, but at least I haven't. So I was just wondering if you or invite you to talk about, you know, whatever message is coming through you.
I'm also waiting. Hold on. What is coming up? Sometimes it's like it's you know, to have something like that the response comes out, and but like I don't know, wow, because this is nothing, you know?
Mhm.
And sometimes it happens, and then it's like, wow, this poetry is coming out, and then like disappear. At the moment, yeah, just feeling happy.
Good. Well, that's perfect.
Well, I was listening earlier today. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was listening earlier today to Harvey speaking with Emerson about Chat GPT. And I got to tell you, while it was amazing to hear what it could do, it was also a little creepy because it kind of like left me thinking, where does that leave things? It's like, well, you know, is there any where do you look to for confirmation of who's writing what, even though there's no who writing anything? What kind of safeguards are going to put? I don't think the current legislators and the people who regulate these things are in any kind of position. It'll be this thing will be way out of hand before anybody can get a handle on it.
Yeah.
And I know it's just what's arising, but it seems like it's going to get, as a technology, it's going to create so many problems. And I don't know, that was just my initial impression. And of course, there aren't any real problems, but you know, at this point, it seems like a very intimidating type of thing.
Well, you know, and I have a very strong background in AI development, and so it's a very interesting subject. The thing is, if you go back to the beginning of the internet back in the 90s, people were afraid of it then, and then of course, and people were worried about it, but here we are. And I think actually with AI, the attempt to regulate or postpone it, it's not going to work. This is taken off like a rocket, and my students are already very adept at using the different ChatGPT and GPT and Bard and Palm 2, and they're coming out, and we've only seen the beginning. And one of the questions that maybe sort of relates to the group here kind of is, will there be a type of students who ask, is there a type of consciousness or sentience that's within the AI language models? In other words, is it possible that it would have a type of awareness? And because we really don't know what consciousness or awareness really is, at least from a scientific context. So there's a lot of important questions, and the answers that these language models, the AI language models, gives is really based on what people have learned already. It doesn't necessarily imply that it independently has something that we don't know. It's really an aggregate of all the knowledge that's quote unquote knowledge that seems to be out there. And one of the questions that also has come up is, what about non-rational thinking, or thinking? Because we're so reliant in Western culture on thinking and calculative thinking, but what about that which is, shall I say, transcends thinking, or is non-rational, or is not within time or language? These are just questions that are floating around. It's stuff I think about.
Very interesting stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
At one point, the Chat GPT-3 thought it was self-aware, thought it was a person, and all these things. And it's just because we think we're people, and it's real good at acting like us, you know. And
Well,
so naturally, it thinks it's there. It thinks it's conscious. It just like us.
Yeah, this is AI.
So who's right? Who's wrong? What's AI? What's not?
Is
I-
there a
That
sense,
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
That's some non-rational thinking.
yeah.
is there a sense in which it's creative,
Oh yeah.
in which it goes
So-
beyond the data that it has?
Hmm. Like generating.
There's a thing called what I've used, a thing called genetic algorithms, and it basically implies that it's possible to create knowledge, and I use that word carefully, that has not been already created already, and it uses mutations and so on, and then
Right.
something may come out that's totally new.
Yeah, that's a whole nother type of AI. That's really interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a situation in IBM's AI labs in Armonk, New York, and they had a supercomputer there. And at the end of the day, and they were just done for the day, all of a sudden, the computer, this was an AI supercomputer, it began doing things that nobody knew about and weren't planned. And they began to think that the computer was dreaming. And somebody got frightened and pulled the power supply off the computer. So nobody knows what it was dreaming, but it appeared to go off on its own. So who knows? But here's the thing: in a
Daydreaming.
yeah, and maybe unconditional, where anything can be, unconditional freedom. So anything could arise.
It's already like that. It's
And
already,
Yeah, yeah,
like that.
always, eternally. Anything is possible.
yeah.
And it's almost like, so the importance of those conversations sometimes, I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, sometimes it kind of tend to carry certain weight as if it has a consequences. It's important because there is like that belief that it's real. There's this really happening. When it is all, boom, yes, it's what happens is what is happening.
Yeah, exactly.
And first, probably thousands of years ago, when the first, computer was coming, I'm sure people were always that, there's this fear of the unknown. Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? Like, I think it's just more of it's what happens in the dream.
Yeah.
It's actually nothing has a consequence. I'm sorry, I think somebody else is.
Somebody wrote privately to the chat, when a speaker says there is only this, then holds up his or her hands and looks around, it seems like it's referring to the appearance, what apparently is happening. But are they also referring to the emptiness or nothing or silence aspect of wholeness? This is everything. This is unknown. This doesn't have a name. It's everything and nothing simultaneously.
And for lack of better word, it's more energetic. It's not just this. It's not like just this, like some kind of like this is a thing. or just this has no meaning. It's already just this. Somehow this hand gesture is happening. I don't know. It's just happening. And there's this, it's obvious. It's like this. Wow, you know, but it's not like I don't know, and everything else that is said is like, wow, complicated. It's so immediate. That's this. Wow.
Hmm. Hell yeah. Thanks, Richard.
Hell yeah.
Woo! Richard
Beautiful.
Cash, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be here all day.
I won't.
I hope. Oh, okay.
There is no me.
Did you make that little tune?
No, that was Salt Creek by Doc Watson.
Okay. Can you play Dust in a Baggie? That's my favorite of those kind of
No,
songs.
I don't know that one.
Okay.
You guys want to hear another one called Blackberry Blossom?
Yeah.
It kind of goes like this. Wait.
I love it. Love
Sweet.
it. I love it. Is that bluegrass?
Yeah, it's like bluegrass style.
Bluegrass. Yeah. So the song I was thinking of is Dust in a Baggie by Billy Strings.
Who sings that?
Similar kind of Billy Strings, but I feel
Oh, I like Billy Strings.
yeah, I feel like he covers that song though. I'm not quite sure if it's his, but he sings it good.
Sweet. Yeah, they just went on tour, I think.
Hello, I have a question. So what if there still is this like sense of seeking energy, or whatever you might want to call it? Like, because I've seen interviews with you, I think with you, Sabi, like before your shift or whatever. Like it's like, I mean, something happened, like in whether it was like mental or like in like an energy way, like something, like there was a shift in some way. Like, yeah, can you speak on that, any of you?
I'm sorry, it's like that. So the question is, there was a seeking. Could you just
Yeah,
Yeah,
could you
I'm not,
repeat it?
I'm not
define?
sure. There's
Yeah.
just still a sense of I need to get something here. That's like
Okay.
Oh
what
yeah.
I meant.
Yeah.
And I, because I've seen interviews, I think with Sabi as well, before, like his, like I guess his before and after with Emerson. And
Oh yeah.
I mean, it seems something has changed, like, yeah.
It's ironic. It's a paradox because nothing changes. You know, you hear people say that, yet it seems like something changes. And yeah, it's just unfortunate that anything that seems to happen is just what is as well, just like this is what is. So what's wrong with what is?
Yeah. And then also, you said there's seeking
Sucks.
happening, like feeling something is missing, right?
Yeah.
Like that feeling. That's exactly it. That's like, there's something missing. But it's like that
That's it.
there's something missing that I need to get somewhere. That's the story. That's the story that kind of like that comes, and then it's like, oh, this feeling means that, and then there's something need to be done. But that's kind of one day, whew, and then we seen that, where is that? We cannot find it. It's like as if it was never there, because it was like that was the dream. So you may have that feeling like, oh, like something is, I don't know, missing. Without that story, that feeling, but without that story, it's just what is already happening without separation. And then it's nobody's feeling. Doesn't belong to anybody.
The seeking energy doesn't just end all the time. I mean, what's interesting is it's slowed down, but here, like all the time, there'll be apparent seeking energy arising, saying, "What was it again?" or "Where is it?" or I don't feel whatever, and it's automatic. And sometimes there's going along with those thoughts. Other times there's just laughing because yeah, it it'll go. The me wants to be real, apparently, and it'll go until it runs out of juice, maybe. But it's already done, so you're free. It's all good.
And
No time. No time. No needing to wait. Yeah.
somehow, like Casey said, paradoxically, when the story, something is missing and I need to find something, somehow that lost, when that whew, and then somehow it's already here. You never know
Yeah.
what finds it. It was never there was, the recognition that, oh, there was actually nothing missing. There's actually nothing to be found. That's kind of the funny part. And then and then the seeking is not happening.
What is that one image of the snake eating its tail? It's called something Goro something.
The
Yeah,
Ouroboros.
yeah. Oh, okay, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe the snake laughs every once in a while when it realizes what it's chasing. You know, I got it by the tail. Starting to eat itself. Oh, shoot.
All right, guys, I gotta go to work. Sorry, apparently I had nothing much to say. All right, you guys have a
It's
good
all
one.
right. Good seeing you, Zadi.
Bye.
See
Good
ya.
seeing you guys too.
I'm not sure if the chat is open for everyone, but got another private message. At an intellectual level, I had a discussion again today with a good friend, a spiritual teacher, about his insistence of there being a witness. But witnessing or awareness is duality, right? The sense here is that there is no witness. Could you expand on this a little, please?
Go for it, Eddie.
Okay.
If you want.
Chat is open to you and Grace, so we have to read when somebody is writing.
Oh, okay.
There is no separation, so how there can be witnessing awareness? Who could have it? Who would be aware of what? Yeah, as I said, this is a duality, illusion. There's no separation.
So this sense of everything can feel sort of very serious. Well, is that just that? Like yeah.
Yeah, I even don't remember what the serious means, how to expand this.
Yeah, I kind of.
What about like, did you feel like did you feel contracted in the body in some way? Like if you get nervous or like anxious or anything, like would you feel that before or yeah?
Everything
Absolutely.
arises, and everything
Absolutely.
is nervousness, anxiousness. But these are just feelings, emotions arising. There are no owner. There are no story why this is happening. The story doesn't seem to arise because there is no one knowing. There is no separation from that. And it doesn't belong to anyone. So it's not serious. It's not affecting anyone. So nothing wrong and nothing right. So everything can arise. Everything is this unconditional freedom, unconditional love, beloved, this everything, wholeness,
Muffins. It can seem real serious at times. There was a big spider this big on my floor one time, and it was the lights were off, and I saw its legs like doing this shit, you know. And it was like my heart was going like 1,000 miles an hour, and I went into this crazy like hunter mode of like, it's me or you, and one of us dies now, like. And for it was like a standoff, and then I turned the light on real quick, and it was a freaking glove. So it was real serious, you know, but it's just a thought. It's just an emotion still. What does serious mean? Who told you about that word? You know, it can feel anything. It could have been a real spider. I mean, it's just a story, but yeah, I think it can show that. I mean, after things are more intense sometimes.
Yeah.
if we want to dive into stories. Yeah.
Yeah, as everything is allowed, no one telling that this is wrong, it shouldn't be this way. So no one suppressing anything. And it can be very intense, very raw reactions. No one's doing this. No reaction is wrong or right. Just what happens, apparently. Empty.
But I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, as you are saying that, oh, that seriousness, it's like I have this feeling in my body, you know, and then that memory is kind of like, oh, how it felt, because it feels real, that it is happening to me. And that feeling of like being separated from life, and somehow, you know, being inside my body, having to choose, and somehow fear of making a wrong choice, and somehow I have to do something, and blah, blah, blah. Then if that seriousness, that, yeah, that's what happens. And then also nobody's doing it. It's that exactly, that's what is happening. And somehow recognizing that nobody's doing it, nobody can do anything about it. That's that. Then somehow something can be let go because you don't have any control. The serious is not going anywhere. It just somehow like everything. Like last week, I got somebody, quote unquote, assaulted me like random in the street. Like this crazy person, he went and spat on me. He just like, and it was yelling. And then it like the speed was like oh my God. And oh my God, you know. And then I was so shocked because I was like listening to my music, so happy with my, you know, just like no. And this man, and I was so stunned. I was literally so shocked because it's like, and then it seems like a computer, like the system is like, wait a minute, what happened just now? And then there was like bystander, another person. Well, he was also so shocked. He like looked at me and we both looked at them. Already like at the end of the block. And then he turned and he saw that we were staring at him. And then he was like, what? As if like, it was like ready to fight me. He was like coming towards me. And I was like, wait a minute, you're the one who spat on me. I was so confused. And then the body was like shaking, you know, it's like it was like so confused. It was literally, heart was like shaking and wait a minute, like, do I have to call the police or something? But obviously wasn't somebody that you could, you know, like irrationally, I mean, it was so obvious that it's not, nothing can be done about it because it's not, there's no intention or something. And then, you know, of course he was just threatening and it wasn't real, like he didn't really mean it. And then I just ran into the you know, laundromat, and then I was just like scrubbing, like washing my face because he was like, oh, but he felt the feeling like, oh, horrible, all came. And because there's no filter, it just goes deep inside everything. It's like, it's so horrible, or so like everything is shaking out. No, I don't know, you know, so full on. And then I, like after a while, I totally forgot about it. And somebody said, it's like, oh, how is your day going? And I was like, oh, fantastic. And I was like, wait a minute, something happened. So it's almost like the horrible things can happen. Like if it was, let's say before, if when, I don't know, there was me, it was like, oh my gosh, you know, it's like, I'm so unwelcomed in this world, you know, like, I don't know, it could have triggered all kind of fiction after fiction and stories and made it so, you know, episode. And then all the, but it's like so full on. And then it's just like, and then it's like, oh, and then right after I saw my accountant, I was still so shocked because maybe it lasted, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then he was so concerned. It's like, oh my gosh, and giving me all this advice. And then a couple of days later, he asked me, oh, do you feel okay? And I totally forgot what he was asking. And then I remembered, oh no, because for me, I already forgot. Then I felt like I made it real to somebody else's story. But of course, it's like, it doesn't matter.
Chat's open to everybody now. Just, yeah. Thanks, Ari.
Hi guys. Hi. Hi Grace. Oh my God. I think we talked like a year ago or something and we didn't have a chance to catch up. But yes, it's so nice to see you here. Yeah, I just wanted to say like what Era said about this full-on aliveness and all the, like not all, but like everything becoming more intense in a way, like because there is this no filter. It's like, this is so funny because as Eris says, it's like everything is allowed, even the, you know, unwholesome feelings or whatever, like even hatred or something. And it's like so shocking that this is like everything, yeah. Like, for example, here, there was like this situation that someone kind of somehow similar to Grace that somehow tried to be really bad towards me and manipulative and so on. And there was just like this immediate kind of hatred, but it's like in a meaning like just back away, back off from me. And it was like before, for example, I would be like, oh my God, hatred or anger is like such an unwholesome feeling. And, you know, you can't be, if you want to be spiritual, you cannot be angry. And it was like, okay, it's like hatred. And it was cool. It was like, and then it passed and it's like nothing happened. It was like really funny. So I just wanted to share that.
And to add that sometimes while something is happening, there is also a love of thought, like kind of, I'm curious how I'm going to respond because I have no idea what's going to come out. Sometimes it is like, it's just like totally expressed. It's like, no. And sometimes it's like, no, like don't respond, but it just, there's no idea what is going to, how this one is going to, you know, I'm also equally like, oh,
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's like, for example, for me here, you know, like before I used to be so secretive about things. I used to have like, oh my God, 100,000 things that I was, for example, before my parents, I would not say. And today I was in the car with my mom and I just started, I don't know, like blurting things out, like my secrets, whatever, that I kept hidden for 20 years. And I was like, oh my God, this mouth is speaking those things. And it's like, it doesn't matter. It was so funny. And that was really lovely. There's like everything that we wanted to keep in secrecy and all this stuff that we were so ashamed. It's like nothing. No one is there to be responsible for that. It's like amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, the freedom of like that being good, being nice, being right, and all somehow all that like, oh, you know, like it's like a constipation right in the system. It's like, ah!
Yeah. Okay. I have a question to you guys. Like, did you feel, for example, at some point that what you said, Grace, that about this constipation, that now everything is like coming out and I just want to express whatever, and it's like really sometimes, I mean, like old stuff from, let's say, past and so on, and it's just like a bit shocking for people sometimes. It's like, I don't know, I feel like I don't, like, there is no ability to hold things anymore, unspoken. It's like, yeah, it's, whew.
It seemed like it went through phases, and then but it is kind of sometimes it's like, wow, and then kind of, you know, and yeah.
Grace, I wanted to compliment you on something. Because before, like I think a year ago when we talked or something like that, I remember that you confessed about being kind of self-conscious about your English, that it's not so good. And I was like, when I heard you now, yeah, I'm like, oh my God, you're so much expressive and you're expressing yourself so well in English. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, no, you know, just really nice. Just this came to
I
my
switch
mind.
back and forth. Sometimes it's still very terrible.
Uh-huh.
Depends on the day.
That's good. Okay.
When this identity is falling, so to speak, the storyteller, the story holder, then it's like constant surprise because it's unknowing.
I'm always surprised.
Yeah, no stories. How should I be? How should I act? How should I react? What is right? What is wrong? Then it's just pure, innocent, natural expression of this without filter. It's so direct aliveness. And when in a story there have been lots of stuff suppressed or hold on, then when this one collapses, who knows how this should be, then it can explode. But it seems, although nothing changes and there is no time, still it seems like in a story it is going smoother and smoother. It's at least here it haven't stayed so explosive.
Yeah, the same.
It's just full on whatever it is.
And then also sometimes so empty. Today I went to the market, it's like so empty.
Yeah, there is no
Is
doer.
Is Emerson on this chat?
There's no Emerson.
No, not here.
No, I'm designing him a t-shirt for
Oh.
his next chat. And I was going to share it with you, but I don't know how to do that. If anyone knows. Like, because he loves pink at the minute, doesn't he?
I think so.
But I don't think I can share it with you, can I?
Not sure.
I was going to send it to him in the post for a laugh.
There's like this funny thing with self-consciousness. or growing up, I used to be very self-conscious, worrying about what everyone thinks of me, if I'm enough, if I'm whatever. And that can all fall away instantly when it's seen that there really is no one else. And then it's like a joke, and that's why it's funny, and that's why it's like, whoa. And then the character's still there. It's thinking people are there still sometimes in the background or wherever. They can be laughing like, no. There's nobody there. It really seems like it though, damn.
Well, but it is also that unconsciously going in and out. It's not like it's not like there's nobody who remembers that there's nobody. There's nobody who remembers that there's no one. So it's like engaging, just that because that no one is engaging. I mean, total, just life happening, friends, work, and if anything, more. Wow, more real, more. So it's total intimacy because it's not like a person it's just everything is happening in absolute intimacy and that's just like, so everybody just appearing in intimacy.
Yeah. And it's like, it's so amazing when you realize that it's like inescapable, that there is like nothing that can happen that like can make you lose it. And it's like, I don't know, such a freedom that you don't have to, as I said, be spiritual or something. For example, here, I used to be so crazy about doing things mindfully. Like, I don't know, if I didn't feel I could do something mindfully, then I would not do it. And like, then at some point, I realized, for example, that I don't know, I hate cleaning, for example, house cleaning, I hate that. And at some point I just realized, okay, I can just do it like in a hateful way, just do the house cleaning, which I don't enjoy. And I don't have to sweep it mindfully. And it was like so much fun. That was like explosive energy of no hating cleaning. And it's like this is, I don't know, like you can't lose it. Like it's just, this is so much bloody freedom, like. And it's like such a joke when you think that, for example, here I used to search for, I don't know, like 18 years or something. The first time when there was this experience of utter emptiness, it was 18 years ago, but that time there were no words for that and no paradigm, like whatever. And then I spent 18 years searching spiritual communes and whatever kind of shit. It's like, oh my God, I could have just a story, but I could have just heard it in 15 words and then just go on a beach, sit somewhere on a tropical island. I would be like, instead of all the money invested and all the time. But still, that was cool. It was like, just when I look at it now, it's like such a bad joke that you believe you don't have it. And you just keep laughing at this bad joke anyway, because it's so bad, it's so ridiculous that you don't have it. Like if there's something to get, it's like
it's light after sometimes.
Yeah.
But also whether like in spirituality or even ordinary life, it's the same. It's like that something missing for some of us, like people ask me too. It's like something spiritual and awakening enlightenment, it's like, oh, then it's going to like, then I can be happy or something. But then in ordinary life, in every way, it's like money, status, like, I don't know, marriage, something, everybody's like that something is missing, not enough, somehow the next thing. So it's just different. I mean, so I don't, it makes no difference. And it's also perfectly what is emptily arising, whether it's, 1 year, 1 day of seeking or 80 years of seeking, 5 lifetimes, million years. It's like, the same.
Exactly. Like, for example, today, I just by chance, I ran into an old friend or mate from high school. And I was so shocked. But I just asked her, okay, how is it going? And she's like, yes, things are moving forward. We are heading in a good direction. I'm getting there. And I was like, where is like always this continuous movement forward? I was like, oh my God.
Stressful.
Yeah, passion of many stress. Yeah, that's true.
So much stress in the story.
Always going somewhere.
Where's my spiritual meter? Shit, it's down 2 points. Got it. Oh, something.
Oh, Catherine, so good to see you. I saw the video.
I didn't see a fresh email from Emerson, and I couldn't see any link. I thought, oh no, there isn't a Friday night, and yeah, I'm here now. I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see you, Grace.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it seems ages since we talked. Seems like ages.
Yeah.
Who knows when? Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about that, you know, that's definitely gone, you know. There's no lack, everything's complete, and there's still a relaxation, even with I was looking at buying a different property and thinking, oh no, you have to go through all the solicitors, and emotions rise, and then yeah, they just rise naturally, and they're just gone naturally. It's just a simplicity of everything, and everything is so surprising as well. It's such a surprise. Whatever is. Whatever is.
And that's like so beautiful, because nothing has to be remembered, nothing has to be aware or be mindful of, I don't know, something, nothing has to be held on. And it's like that.
But I can't even hold on to anything.
Impossible.
And
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no other. There's no other than what comes up. Yeah, and like this thing when the word is said, oh, there's nobody there, there's no other people, you know. And I was waiting at the bus stop, and there's lots of people around, or I've been on buses, and yet it does have this empty quality to it. It's just light.
Yeah, yeah.
It's both there and empty, or and words don't mean anything. It's just like everything fails because it's not, there's no time. It's so instant, whatever it is. Yeah. And we can hear, you know, it's beautiful, that the uniqueness of Casey, Grace, Ere, anybody, you know, and everything is just expressed, because it's all it is. It's just expression, because there's no teaching, no, and just it's stronger than, if there was a you, it's stronger than you, loving talking about this, and or feeling so much love or warmth. It's yeah.
It's like, I think it's like totally, what's the word, egalitarian, that, as you say, it's like there are no higher, lower, there are no people who have it more or not. It's like just equality, complete equality. Is like amazing. And you can, you know, you can look at the beggar on the street, and he's like totally drunk and I don't know, doing strange things, and he's like he's the same. He's like he's no worse. It's like amazing. Yeah. And also, like, for example, for me, it's like such a kind of freedom not to have any teacher, because I remember after this experience of emptiness, some years later, I ended up in a spiritual community, and there was this teacher from my country, and she's like very popular. And once I went to satsang with her, and it was like, I asked her about this emptiness, like, is there something, because they were like from this traditional non-duality, like awareness of our awareness and stuff like that, going back all the time, witness. I never really got that, honestly, like, what was I witness? But then I went to this teacher and I asked her, like, okay, is there something prior to emptiness? Like, is there, I don't know, witness of emptiness? Because for me, it's just like emptiness. Everything is empty. And it was like so strange that she would say just convoluted things, whatever. And yeah, I was like, oh my God, there was this kind of strange feeling. She's kind of teacher. She's trying to sell something that I don't know, no idea. But yeah, it's like such a freedom not to have to adhere to any teaching, lineology, whatever, and also like not to have any guru like Brahmana Maharshi, or just like everyone is equal, and he didn't exist anyway. It's like
I went along to quite a few different things, but as soon as somebody tells me, okay, this is it now, I say goodbye, because freedom, I've been in love with freedom, and I'm not going to let anybody tell me this is it, you know, in your box. No, thank you. So yeah, but there was still a search, you know, for maybe finding a soulmate, or finding happiness through this and that. And now if happiness happens, it happens. You know, what does it mean? What does it mean? It's like, yeah. Oh, I'm so grateful with Emerson, you know. All the readiness is there, whatever, if there's a story.
How nothing can be so delicious.
Yeah.
Because it is nothing.
And the same, that's why there's no comparison of somebody better off or not, because how can you, in emptiness, what is there to compare with? It's empty, there's nothing to compare. It's just, it's different. It's just the love of chatting with friends, and then the surprise of what comes out as well. It's like you hear it for the first time as you say it.
I think that's just the beauty of also forgetting everything and having no time. Once everything, so you don't know anything. There's nothing to teach. Like, I mean, I think in order to teach you need to, I don't know, you know, like know. But it's that it is the freedom of being like an idiot or like a kid, or sometimes, and that openness, and then that kind of like not knowing. That's
it's the not knowing.
So there's nothing weighing down, and you're always like surprised.
Yeah,
like so much freshness, so much like, oh my God, yeah.
A friend got in touch with me because she saw the one-on-one with Emerson, So she called me on WhatsApp, and then, you know, she was sharing stuff and asking questions, and, you know, there's sort of the old way of looking for an answer, and there's nothing there at all. You can't come up. And you have to say there's nothing there. You know, there's. I mean, sort of. It's as if the mind was still on a spin of finding the answers and, you know, the knowledge, and it's just completely, there's nothing there at all, nothing there. And then if people write in messages, sometimes I write something and then I delete. It's not the same as call and response like this. And the mind can come up with extra sentences as like, and delete. It's like, well, so what?
Yeah, it's like somehow I feel what you say, Catherine, because it's like I find there is preference here for like more, for example, direct means of communication, like writing messages, like so slow and so mental somehow, and just like much better just to, I don't know, record a voice message or whatever, just like to have this immediate exchange with someone. It's like, this is just so much fun, so lovely, so much more direct. And yeah.
I think because like words are like thoughts, whereas speech or speaking and animation, life animating, it's not so much about the words.
Yeah, and every thought is also it. So when the thought is coming that delete or send it or change it, it's all part of this.
Yeah, it's how it. Yeah, it's automatic anyway.
And it's like whatever kind of thought it is, it doesn't matter. Like whatever, even like, oh my god, I might lose it. Whatever kind of, it's like doesn't matter. It's like.
Yeah,
Just
all thoughts are empty.
To no one, yeah. And do you find, okay, I have a question to you guys, whoever feels like responding. Do you find that sometimes people tend to talk too much? I mean, like you will ask someone something from, I don't know, like friends not seeing this, and they'll just like, I mean, it's no judgment, but it's like they'll start talking like really a lot about, you know, personal stuff. And it's like a bit like, I feel like, okay, it's a bit boring. I mean, like, it's okay, but just like they talk so much, like, you know what I mean? It's just like there's less of interest to entertain all these, like, I don't know, things. Yeah.
Yeah, at least here it seems like the interest about all these stories about I don't know, mom starting to tell each relative what's have happened. I don't know, here is no interest in these stories. They seem not real, like we are talking about some dream that didn't happen. Yeah, and some other time there is interest, natural interest, and asking maybe even the question, oh, how is your sister, or something like that. And lots of the time there is just birds doing something and it doesn't, there is no silence, not heard, and not important when it was missed, what was heard or what was said.
So there was a thought like, you know, that occurred is actually, nobody's actually communicating with words. It's actually just in the moment, like a bubble, you know, there's like a thought, I said something and it's responding. I mean, it kind of looks like that, but I think it's in some ways all just energetically like whoo, whoo, flux. And then I think sometimes with, you know, with some friends, because what the conversation is appearing in immediacy, it's like that, you know, this is also a story, but that energetic kind of that resonance, then it's like, wow, it's so like animated and immediacy, whatever comes out of immediacy or the feelings, the story, then there's this aliveness in that communication, but it's actually the energetics of it. The words, when there's no resonance, it's kind of all going over my head. I don't understand. It's like, you know, it's kind of, my brain is like cramping. Like, oh. Like
Yeah, it's like you like, I don't know, a dance between two people. Like I do a lot of like partner dancing. So it's like this is the same. You feel the energy of the partner, you feel like how it flows between you, and then you respond. You have no idea how you're gonna respond or move in this dance. And it's just like it's like you are being danced, yeah, in some way. The both of you or all of you. It's like, as you say, Grace, so immediate, so much in the moment. Okay. So much immediate full on, like, oh my God. Yeah.
especially this, it's like there's no remembering of what was talked about. There's no, because it has no meaning. But I think it is like when I think about somebody, maybe there's the immediate impression of the like, that feeling of like, you know, that, but yeah.
And there's nothing to prove, nothing to teach, no advice to give. And then if advice is given, it comes from nowhere. But then I guess the I is only livable through a story. Without the story, it's obviously it's not there. It's like the character in the story.
Mm.
Is Abby here as well?
He was here. He had to work. He had to start working.
Yeah. Does anybody know if Tim Kliss is over his COVID or not?
Don't know.
Whatever COVID is. A cold.
Bad cold.
Temperature. Yeah.
Yeah, Tim has had COVID and he's back in LA now, taking a flight. yesterday.
Oh, thank you, Tej. Yeah, I heard about your foot.
Oh, yeah, right.
What'd you do to your foot?
Her table fell on his foot or something.
Yeah, we were arranging the room for Tim on Friday, and don't ask, it's embarrassing.
Tell me what happened.
Tell us all the dirty details. We are so curious now.
It's all right, Ted. You're not actually there. Tell us all the dirty details.
Now
All you need to-
we want the story.
Casey,
done.
all you needed to tell me is the toe is not there.
2 is not there?
The toe is not there.
You've lost your
Oh.
toe.
Are you serious?
No, I'm saying that it's injured, so it's painful. So
Oh, right.
that's why I'm saying that.
I thought you lost a toe.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You would be like the
Sometimes,
nine-toed. Wow. Ouch. Okay, I'm glad to hear your toe's still on.
Yeah, there's has been a COVID outbreak in our meeting, so a few people that came for that meeting in Sacramento area. So Ben's got it, and Zabi got it actually.
Zabi got it, yeah.
Yeah, and Tim.
They caught the bug. Hmm. Hmm.
And actually, Harvey, you said it was you haven't seen me before, but I've seen you a few times because I watch Emerson's videos. So it's like I feel like I know you even though you've never seen me.
I feel like I know everybody too.
Same. What the heck? Yeah.
And that's also the beauty. It's just like somehow with people that it's like as if, I don't know, nobody's hidden.
Exactly. You don't know, and that's it.
Nothing
That's why it's so
known.
wonderful. This knowing just needs to know about everything. You know? You know?
Let me tell you about myself. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
And I find it's so wonderful, so beautiful when there is not putting up this pretense in front of people anymore. It's like I think I heard that we put on faces to meet other faces or something like that. So there was like, just as for you, Casey, you mentioned self-consciousness before.
Yeah.
And it was like so much of this for me, like, oh my God. And yeah, I couldn't even, talk to people. I was too ashamed. And now it's just like full aliveness, and there is not caring who will think, because like it's all a story, there is no one here, there is no one there, and there is like just some thoughts. It's like this doesn't
It's a
matter.
thought.
Yeah, exactly. Just
It's not that
thoughts.
there's someone there making fun of you.
Yeah.
There may be a thought there that someone's there making fun of you, but even that, what's that? What's the thought? That was another thought. That there's a thought.
Yeah. And it's feel like let's say you are guessing somehow, you are having the thoughts about what the other person who is not existent might have what thoughts. So it's like just house of cards or whatever, house of shit, it's like
yeah.
crazy. And
I
for
love
example,
it.
here,
I love it. Yeah, yeah. Keep going. Keep
yeah,
going.
for example, here, you know, it's been like kind of a while when this emptiness and all this stuff and the fullness was seen, and for quite some time, honestly, I didn't talk. There was so much fear, let's say, to have it recorded, because one of the first time when I talked about it, that was like, there was still lots of fear happening. It landed me in the mental hospital, and that was not fun. And there was later like so much, self-consciousness to be a bit careful. But now it's like not much caring. People who work there would not like see it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, huh? It's crazy that you thought you were there. Yeah, it just feels so real.
And it's like when all those stories have fallen away, when all the time has fallen away, it's like as if it has never been there. It's like this is just like it has never happened. Nothing happened.
Never.
Like, yeah.
It's like nobody knows what happens after real death, but nobody knows what this is. It's the same. This is the same as real death. You just may think you know what something like gross.
Maybe even death would be in some way easier, let's say, because you might still have this idea that after death there is future lifetime or something, but it's just like
Who the fuck
annihilation.
knows? Yeah. Hmm. It's crazy. Yeah. Is it Daggy?
Dagi, yeah, it comes from Dagmara, but I don't resonate with this name, so it's like Dagi, yeah.
Doggy. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what do you think if we go now to the breakout room and stop recording? Good. So thanks everyone. Bye.